Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Gridiron Recap. Kevin Walsh alongside Jersey Joe Archino and Ian Sachs. As always, both reporting for ESPN Radio on the Jets and the Giants. We have Ian Sachs now to talk about the Jets, and obviously they get a much-needed victory. Now, all fans coming into the week very scared of the thought that Geno Smith might have to actually quarterback a game. They avoid that scare. Ryan Fitzpatrick steps up. What do you think of the QB's performance?
I think he played great here. I'd say Ryan Fitzpatrick is the MVP of the game. When you come in, you're concerned about his left hand, his thumb there, but he goes 21 of 34 for 272 yards and 2 touchdowns, no turnovers. The first full game that he played without any turnovers. I think you have to really be happy with the way that Ryan Fitzpatrick is playing for the Jets. It looks like he's finally molding into that offense and, of course, connecting with the two big guns of Eric Decker and Brandon Marshall.
A gritty performance from the QB, but overall it was a gritty win for the Jets. What did you take away from this type of win for this team?
Well, Coach Bowles, after the game, said any win in the NFL, you're fortunate to get. And I think that that's very much the case for the New York Jets here. Not exactly the best performance. When you go down to the wire with the Jacksonville Jaguars, you basically try to give them the game. The Jaguars having 2 touchdown drives of less than 30 seconds, one at the end of the first half, one at the end of the game, to pull back within 5. But the Jaguars just did a better job than the Jets of giving the game away. So you have to be fortunate to come out with the win here, but obviously the Jets made enough plays in order to get this win.
And Ian was there live on the scene at the press conference. This is what Todd Bowles had to say about that win.
I think it builds a lot for mental toughness. I think we needed one of these type of wins just for character purposes moving on. So we just got to fight to the end, and this game proved that.
Now, Joe, beginning of the season, we praise Chris Ivory for his performances. I mean, he was really looking like the league's best back. This week, 23 attempts, 26 yards. What do you think's going wrong for him right now?
You know, I think a lot of it is tied to the offensive line. We're seeing really that trend across the NFL where instability on the offensive line is really wreaking havoc. It's done it for a lot of teams, even for the Chargers, for other teams like the Colts. I think when you look at Nick Mangold, who's been such a staple there for them for so long, his injury obviously is a big part of this right here. And they did work him a lot earlier in the season, so maybe it's a little bit of the fatigue. It's a little bit of missing that centerpiece on that offensive line. But it's one of those things where I think the Jets are starting to try to find a little bit more balance on offense. They're getting the wins. If they continue to get those wins, it's all about trying to find that balance.
And now we'll take it over to the Giants, that which you cover. And I've never seen a more true representation of running back by committee. I mean, 4-back split, 13, 7, 6, and 6. I mean, they are really spreading it out. Could this be a winning formula for this team?
Look, I think it's a tremendous thing to be able to have that dependability of 4 backs who really can get the job done. And one of the things, they're all very, very different in their approach to running the football. Even their young guy, Orleans Darkwa, who I've talked to a couple times, just a kid who really works hard and gets it. I talked to Justin Pugh in the offseason. He really thought the Giants had to go out there and get a Reggie Bush type of back, somebody who could catch the ball out of the backfield and had a lot of versatility. Well, the Giants bring in a guy like Shane Vereen, who I think has been the best running back on the team. Everything that he's done for them on third downs, the critical plays that he's made, he has been a money signing for them. It's really paid off, every back on this team.
Now, also, I remember again, and I've mentioned this more than once, beginning of the year, we really hammered in to this defense and the special teams for not making plays. Now, a 3-game streak of the defense scoring, and obviously this last one not very pretty, kind of a garbage time touchdown for them, but they've done it again. Is this a group of playmakers who the Giants can really look for when they're in a hole?
I'll tell you what, I think the Giants' defense is not the greatest, but what they do very well is they make adjustments very well. Every single week after they have their struggles, they come back, they look at the film, they do a very good job at readjusting from the mistakes that they've made. You always see, maybe a guy, especially in the New Orleans game, there were mistakes everywhere. There were so many mistakes, but then you look at the adjustments Spagnuolo made, you look at what he told the players, you could kind of see mentally and just from placement on the field, guys kind of made the right mental adjustments. And if they can continue to make those right mental adjustments as they've done time and time again this season, I think you will see them continue to make big plays on the defensive side of the ball.
And now, obviously, Ian, a big game coming up for the Giants. They are top of their division, but only by a half game, and they are now going to be hosting the unbeaten New England Patriots. What are the Giants going to have to do to get a huge victory here?
Well, Joe said that after every game they've been making defensive adjustments, but now it's not only just about making adjustments, it's about going up against one of the most dynamic offenses in the NFL. You have Tom Brady, one of the greatest quarterbacks in the history of the game, but then you look at the running game for the Patriots. They can beat you in so many different ways. A few weeks ago when they played against the Jets, they won the game with a total of 16 rushing yards. 16 rushing yards. Now they come out last week against the Washington Redskins, 161 rushing yards, and Tom Brady puts up 299 passing yards. This offense is clicking on every single cylinder. And you look at Rob Gronkowski, the best tight end in the game. He had just 47 yards in the game against the Redskins. They didn't even go to him that much. So the Giants have so many places to look to stop this New England Patriots offense.
Well, you heard it from the reporters for ESPN Radio Albany, Kevin Walsh alongside Jersey Joe Archino and Ian Sachs. This has been Gridiron Recap. We'll see you guys next time.